Hello, good people of YouTube. Sealord here, and today we are talking about a ship that was hyped to the moon and back, a ship that we literally waited years for, but sadly a ship that seems to have been almost completely forgotten about here, 5 months after her initial release, and that is the West Virginia 44. Now, the West Virginia 44, for some of you newer players, little walk down memory lane. Back in the day in 2020, Wargaming released the West Virginia 41, which was essentially the Colorado's A hull, but down tier to tier 6 with a couple of differences here and there. But you get 16-inch guns at tier 6, which is pretty freaking nice. So still, in my opinion, one of the best tier 6 premium battleships out there today. Now, the West Virginia was one of the battleships that were present at Pearl Harbor for the December 7th attacks. She was sunk, refloated, and modernized. And when West Virginia 41 came out, it's got 41 behind the name, right? So, if it's West Virginia 41, then surely we're going to be getting a modernized version of the West Virginia, right? Because most of the battleships sunk at Pearl Harbor were refloated and were modernized into something like you see on screen today with the West Virginia 44. It's a really cool blending of like 1920s era capital ship design with 1940s era technology. The superstructures got completely rebuilt. You can see the modern secondary mounts on there, and it's just a really cool looking ship if you go back and look at some of the modernized Pearl Harbor ships. So anyway, that was probably one of the biggest demands that made of Wargaming for the next couple of years is, hey, where's West Virginia 44? Where's West Virginia 44? And the answer we always kept getting was soon. Well, eventually we got a more concrete release date, and here in 2023, 3 years later, we got the West Virginia 44. In a configuration that many had been asking for, including myself. We got a Doom Turtle. Now, what's a Doom Turtle? I'm glad you asked. A Doom Turtle, by my definition, is a ship that's slow, but it's got great secondaries. It's got some type of combination of good armor or improved heal to help keep it in the fight. Basically, it's slow, but if it gets within its optimum range, God help you, right? That's what myself and others wanted for the West Virginia 44 because she has the modernized secondaries. If you give a battleship those modernized secondaries at mid-tier, they get the improved accuracy, the good reload time. It's quite a potent combination. And sure enough, today, if you can get within secondary range with the West Virginia 44, those secondaries put in work, especially if you're top tier and fighting against like tier 5 or tier 6 ships. So, the community got what they asked for. So, where is it in game? Not very present, I can say, from playing a lot of tier 7 plus games. That's where I mostly stick around in my Wood Warships playtime. I'm normally tier 7 up. I mean, heck, yesterday, I played for an hour or so just getting some decent Scharnhorst gameplay, and I think I ran across none from my recollection. And then when I sat down to, put together a video for today, I was still on my Scharnhorst, and lo and behold, because I had my filter set to tier 7 battleships, West Virginia's chilling there. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I forgot that came out. What happened? Because she was really popular in her initial release. She was released over 4th of July, naturally, right? And she was pretty popular, but now, again, 5 months later, you barely see her in game. Which, again, is very weird because the community got what they wanted. So, what's happened from my experience after playing her for a couple hours today, man, it's very frustrating when you're in a 20-knot top-speed battleship and you're the furthest one up on the team. And everyone else in their fast battleships, because Tier 7 is where a lot of the main tech line battleships just start to get access to their fast battleships. So you have quite a few battleships that can rock and roll at 30 plus knots at tier 7, just on the tech line side of things, not even talking about obviously premium ships, but most of those battleships at tier 7 are fast battleships too. The Americans are kind of the exception to that rule, because you get the Colorado, right, and that thing's just stuck at 20 knots. But yeah, when you're in the 20 knot battleship and you're the furthest one up for over half of the match, it's incredibly frustrating. Now, the West Virginia 44 does have some other things going for it that, like, some other slow battleships, if they were at this tier, don't have, and that is, of course, the 16-inch guns. They're still very much large guns for that tier, but again, the whole point of the West Virginia 44 is that you've got the modernized secondaries, you got the improved heel, you can brawl quite well, but you can't brawl if you're the only one willing to push up past the eye line for 15 minutes. And that is just beyond infuriating, especially, when you throw submarines into the mix. And I think the first match, which should still be playing in the background, is a perfect example of why you don't see more of West Virginia 44s and more brawling ships really being played in large numbers. And of course, it's no mystery, right? But it's just weird now, that I've sat down to do this video and I'm getting my thoughts together beforehand. So much of the community is saying, we need to get back to medium to close range engagements, we need to get back to brawling, we need to bring it back into common play. But yet, when it comes time to do that in game, it does not seem to be the majority of players that are at least saying they want to do that, or actually putting their money where their mouth is and taking their ships into battle and getting to those close range engagements. Because if as many people would actually play as close in as there are comments on, Reddit posts, on Discord forum posts, on Discord chat posts, or in YouTube comments, if just, a fraction of those people were actually in-game playing at medium to close range, you really wouldn't be having an issue with the meta being so, laid back. Well, not really laid back, but passive, and, everyone sniping from the back of the map. And again, this is a situation where the community got the ship they wanted, in almost the exact configuration they wanted it, and even all the community hubs, you have people saying we need to get back to medium close range engagements, we need to bring back brawling, I'm tired of seeing at 20 kilometers plus. And even Wargaming seems to have gotten on board with this. We've been getting secondary ship after secondary ship after secondary ship here recently. The Navarin, the secondary skills for cruisers, the Michelangelo, the Cecilia that are coming out. These are all secondary focused ships. I don't think there's an update in the pipeline right now that doesn't have at least one or two secondary focused ships set to come out. So the time is now for a renaissance into medium to close range and brawling. We even got Airship Escort in randoms, a mode that's specifically designed to encourage this type of gameplay. So it seems like everything's there right now for, ships like the West Virginia 44 and other secondary or brawling battleships and other ships to, make a reemergence in the game. But yet again, when you go to play the game, players are seeing the bag and sniping. I understand, submarines and CVs are scary and quite frustrating, but you'd be surprised how easily submarines are killable when you have 3 ships that are not afraid to push in the general direction of a submarine and just dogpile the crap out of it with ASW, right? Like, they really aren't that scary if you're just not by yourself and you have a couple of teammates that understand what the 4 key is for, right? So, yeah. But that's my 2 cents on the West Virginia 44. It's a ship that the community asked for, a ship that the community got, and a ship that hopefully will be making a reemergence soon, along with this other slew of secondary ships that we are set to be getting in the next, couple of updates as well. And maybe we will see a reemergence of close quarters combat and brawling, but I guess that remains to be seen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment. And I will be trying to live stream tonight. I have moved, and hopefully my internet will be better. Probably not, but we'll find out tonight. So make sure to come out here on YouTube, and eventually we'll get Twitch back up in the future. But that, again, depends on my internet situation. But anyway, hope you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.